Hello everyone, I'm Adam Alkatib, and welcome to the FireAlarm podcast. I'm joined today by my good friend Riley Marabello, where we will be talking about our transitions through the educational system in a 3-part podcast describing our experiences from elementary school to college. Tune in every Saturday where we will be releasing an episode each week. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to help support the channel. And while you're at it, make sure to share the podcast with others. Thanks, and enjoy. And we're back to part 2 of the Fire Alarm podcast, this time titled High School Life.
My gosh. High school life sucked.
Yeah. This is the moment where high school really just kicked us in the bucket, I guess.
It kicked me in the rear.
In the rear as much. All right, I guess we have to start. We're going to have to divide and conquer because that's 4 years of our lives.
Oh,
that
boy.
We gotta reflect.
I got a lot I remember.
Yeah. I'll say this. 9th grade was the worst year ever. Mind you, okay, so for those of you who don't know, when COVID hit, we were just about to graduate, unfortunately. We were in our senior year.
We were in our junior year.
Right. Going into our senior year, and that's when, all the lockdowns, all the restrictions came into board, so there wasn't much we could do during senior year. But personally, I would rather had retaken a senior year with COVID happening than retake freshman year. 9th grade was the worst year of my life, to be honest. I'll say that.
Agreed. Yeah. Well, what was so bad about your 9th grade experience?
Let's just say I had to move back from 8th grade, and there's just something about moving that did not work well for me. And, realizing that I was just a big outcast, I had to, and struggling with school. I mean, it got bad. I mean, I won't go into details, but my grades were not great. And it got to the point that my dad had to set up a meeting with my teachers. And what happened was unexpected. So my dad comes home, he brings in 2 boxes of Dunkin' Donuts, one for us, and then he's like, I'm about to take this one. I'm like, where's he taking this one to? And he's dressed up nicely, and I'm like, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. So I go to school, nothing much. And then as the bell rings, I come into class, and there's a sub instead of my homeroom teacher, and she tells me, you have to go down to the office. And I'm like, okay. So I go down to the office, and as I'm walking in, all of my teachers that I have are walking out. And I'm like, okay, what's up? And I walk in, and it's my dad, the guidance counselor, and my homeroom teacher. And they're all just giving me the talk of, saying, Adam, your grades aren't that great.
Oh,
you're not committed.
The same spiel,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah. Basically, in teacher's code, they said, get your act together kind of thing. And I don't know, I felt so traumatized after that moment. I legit felt like I was
attacked?
I just felt, I don't know. I just wanted to disappear. Let's just say that. I just wanted to,
You wanted to crawl into a 5-foot hole and bury yourself.
Honestly, I just wanted to be, out of there. But I will say this. The happy note of this story is that I walked out with a different perspective.
Good.
I walked out thinking that I can't be the kid that I was in elementary and middle school.
Nope.
It's okay to, struggle. It's okay to, fail, not do things right. But what's most important from all of this is to take initiative, to take matters into your own hands and actually commit yourself to doing better. And because of that, when we get into sophomore, junior, and senior year, I'll just say this, I improved dramatically. But,
that's good.
But that was my 9th grade experience.
That was your big 9th grade experience?
Yeah, it was terrible, but it was, you need, the way I see it, you need that one bad year, and if you actually, commit yourself to doing better, life will get better.
I had a really bad year myself in freshman year. To start, classes were okay. I still hated math class because, math class sucked. And I had a teacher who didn't know what they were doing. And,
oh, boy.
Basically just couldn't teach the class, and I got an F on the final because we weren't given any material that we learned to study, and none of it was on the final.
Oh.
So
sorry to hear
everything
that.
we learned, none of it was on the final. So I was a little peeved about that. But English class was fun. Social studies was fun. We had government in 9th grade.
I hated that.
I'm opposite end of the spectrum.
Really?
I loved government. Yeah.
Really?
I
loved the teacher, but I hated government. I could not deal with that.
It was fun. I just like social studies in general.
No, I remember you were telling me, did you, off topic, but did you have to take another history course in senior year? For those of you who don't know, we had to take only 3 years of history.
No, I didn't.
Oh, because I could have sworn you said you were considering taking a 4th year of history.
I did consider taking an AP class, but I didn't. Because we're in college now.
Yeah.
What's the way? I kind of wish I did because it's not much different than high school.
Right.
As we've learned, now that we're in college. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, No, I didn't have to take another senior social
History,
studies class.
yeah.
Gosh, I'm having a brain fart here.
It's all
Anyway, so yeah, classes were all right. I don't remember what I had for science. I think it was
Science was for ninth grade, was it?
Yeah,
I think it was.
not chemistry. 'Cause that
No,
was
it
sophomore
wasn't
year.
that. That was sophomore year.
Was it
I
physics?
took biology. Biology. Because every freshman had to take biology?
No. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
more biology.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you took honors biology, I think, and I just took
Yes,
regular.
and it was awful.
I hated it. This is the thing that sucks, okay? No matter what you want to do, you have, as a freshman, you have to take biology, which, sorry, it just ticked me off. Really ticked me
Agreed.
off. Because, like, I hated it, you know? Like I said, I hate cells. I hate the mitochondria stuff. I hated all of it. It was so annoying, and it was just very frustrating, to say the least, yeah.
You know, kind of my big thing that happened in freshman year. I told you about this maybe a couple years after it happened, Adam.
Right.
But I got assaulted freshman year. I got assaulted my freshman year of high school. I had a guy try to choke me out, and then I got real messed up. Ticked off because there were students who were in like the popular clique. You know, all of you out there, I'm sure if you're in high school, if you remember high school, there were like cliques and stuff, and
the popular group.
there was the popular group. You had the jocks, you had your outcasts, you had your nerds, you had your gamers, you had your, I don't know. There were so many, but we were kind of outcast from all of them anyway. So I had students from like every clique coming up to me and asking me what happened, and I'm ticked off because I'm thinking to myself, if you're gonna come talk to me about something I want to talk about, not necessarily
drama
asking
related,
me what happened between myself and another student, because that was bad. Anyways, my grades suffered. It was just not a good time.
No,
but
it was not a good year.
Sophomore year was okay.
Yeah. To end things off, we were in a dark place in freshman year, but as we improved, things got a little better, to be honest. I think sophomore year was the year that I started taking initiative and taking, I wouldn't say control, but I'll say like taking action. That's a proper term. With not only just my grades, but overall just like my social status, kind of. So in sophomore year, this was the greatest year. The best thing I remember was my English teacher. This is when I really started to enjoy English.
You've told me about this.
Oh, yeah. So my teacher I had, and I'll name her because she's a lovely...
Miss Sunderland?
Leslie Sunderland, yep. She was awesome because she was one of the first few teachers to actually see something in me. So I'll tell you a quick story. When I first met her, I thought things would be rough between me and her. I know it sounds weird for me to say that, but like, the first thing that really struck me was that we had a writing assignment, and it was about an island and a house on the island, and it was just like, the title was just like stress-free, and we were like, had to argue, is this stressful or stress-free? And I don't even remember what I said, but we wrote it, and I'm thinking, that's just about it. And then what does she do the next class? She has us rewrite the same thing again, and I'm like, why? But the thing is, like, she wanted us to teach us the importance of rewriting, in the sense that when you rewrite, especially when you write something for the first time and then rewrite it, you start to, come up with ideas that you didn't think you would have when writing.
Yep.
And so, it was the whole process of rewriting and over time. And then a few months pass, and she tells us about this writers competition where yeah, you remember this. Yeah. So the whole ordeal was that I had to come up with you could come up with a short story or a poem of any kind, and you would submit it to this organization, I think in Bel Air. I totally forget what it was called. I think it was like Young Writers or Young Authors, I don't know, something like that. And so I figured, why the heck not? And around this time, I was watching this show on ABC called The Good Doctor that I think is still airing to this day. Yeah. I heard it's really good. I still have yet to finish it, but it was about this doctor who was played by Freddie Highmore. His name's Sean Murphy, and he has autism. And I don't know why, but after seeing like the first few episodes, I became like, I just became very interested with the topic of autism. And speaking of which, I think we had a whole unit in sixth grade, I think, all about autism, but enough about that. Yeah. So I was really intrigued with autism, and I just came up with a random story where I had this main character who lives in, I don't even remember. I had envisioned like Alaska, but it was like a winter type of
Okay.
place.
Okay.
And he has a younger brother who has autism.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it was a very short story of him trying to bond with his brother.
Yeah.
And his brother was just really having it, I won't go into details, but he was having dark thoughts and whatnot. And so the main character, the older brother, was trying to support his brother. And the title was called Silence of the Lights. And the main character loves to see, because at the time, I think he had like Christmas lights. There were Christmas lights being lit up, and he just loves seeing the lights. And so I guess I just ended off the story with the brother who has autism, putting up lights for his brother to see. And it was a nice tale. The thing is, I didn't really put much effort into it. I remember just staying up till 11 at night, just coming up with random ideas and thinking, I'm not going to win this, but it's fun to do. And so I give it to my English teacher, and I'm just thinking, it's just a silly writing thing. It's not like I'm going to win anything. And so this was around the time spring break let in, and me and my family are on vacation, and my dad gets this message from his coworker saying, Adam, there's good news for you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't know, but like my coworker just said that somebody came in and said there's good news. And I'm like, okay. So we come back and we're back at school, and my homeroom teacher immediately says, you need to go speak to your English teacher right now. And I'm like, why? And it was like, just go. And I'm like, okay. So I go. And literally as I'm entering the classroom, she's standing right there at the door, hands like on hands down to her waist, and she's just looking at me with this giant grin on her face that I've never seen before. And I'm like, what? And she doesn't say anything. And she's like, what? I'm like, just trying to figure out what she said.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't remember word for word, but she said, guess what? You won first place for sophomores for your story. I just remember hugging her. I was like, I won! And I dragged her out of the hallway, still holding on to her, being just super excited over the fact that I just won. And she was like, you got to submit a copy so we can take it to the place. And I'm like, okay. And I just freak out. And they had me on the announcement. Well, they didn't have me on the announcement. They mentioned me on the announcements of winning the competition. Everybody was just congratulating me. My teachers were congratulating me. And later on in like May, the teacher, teacher told me like they're doing a thing in Bel Air where you can read a short section of your story if you'd like. And I was like, sure. So we go over there. I read my story. It was best time of my life, honestly.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, honestly, I realized I had a lot of potential. It was really just a fun time for me, to be honest.
And look at you here. Now you're in media.
Yeah, I know, right?
What a difference,
yeah.
right?
No, I still plan to do the writing stuff. I love to do stories.
I got to see some stories from Mr. A.H. Adams himself.
For those of you who don't know, that's my pen name. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that was sophomore year. I think that was a good year for me.
That was a good year for you. I don't really have much to touch on other than I kind of just stuck with my pathway. And if you guys don't know this, in Harford County, because we're in Maryland, Harford County Public Schools, they required us to do this thing called a pathway where we had to select a career path. Yeah. And I did culinary arts and hospitality. Far catch from where I am now in media, which is kind of crazy.
I know, right? Complete opposite.
However, I just felt like I didn't fit in any of my classes still. I was just trying to find my way around. I didn't care necessarily. And sophomore year was also the year of like all the cringy couples and all that. If you remember. And that continued
literally with relationships. It was,
We never bothered with it, and nobody bothered with us because we were outcasts, if you remember. So
if you want to know a secret, we have practically never dated anyone in high school, and I kind of like that.
We've never dated anyone whatsoever.
If there's anything about high school relationships, is that 99% of them don't stick. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
What are you, 20, right? You're 20?
I'm like 20, yeah.
You're 20, I'm 19. We've never dated anyone.
Yeah, and I don't care. Like, being in this single life doesn't hurt.
It's not bad.
Like, would I like to be in a relationship?
Of course.
Absolutely, yeah. But I'm not chasing anyone in particular for any reason. I'm just like, here, if I meet someone, I meet someone. That's
right.
it, patience is, what is it that he says? Patience is a virtue, my young Padawan, or something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. So,
well, anyway, now we get on to junior year.
And boy!
This is probably going to be a longer episode.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
That's fine.
Well, junior year was interesting. It was kind of a split in two because of COVID.
Yeah.
It started out all right. Yeah. Normal classes, like, didn't fit in. Stupid, cringy couples still. School sucked.
Yeah. But I'll say this. I really liked it. And I'll tell you my story. That was the year where I got straight A's every single quarter. It was the best year of my life, to be honest.
Junior
year, not even just that. The best thing for me was being a part of the drama company.
Oh yeah, you were a part of the drama company.
Yeah. So the first play that I was actually in was called The Crucible, which, for those of you who don't know, it's the Salem Witch Trials. sort of. Most of it was real. There were some characters that were different, but overall, it was a unique play. And I played this role called Ezekiel Cheever, who I think was actually a real life person. He was basically the cop that was like arresting all the all the men's wives. Because
they were witches.
In case if anyone was suspected of witchcraft. It's such a sad tale, but I had to read that like 4 times, watch the movie like 3 times. Like, it was basically engraved in my head at that point.
Is it still ingrained in you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I still remember most of what was said and
I'm sure
most of my monologue. I still have the picture frame, but I'll tell you this, it was really fun acting. I thought I'd get stage fright, but the second I was on stage, I didn't see anybody. Like, of course I could tell that the audience was there, but I didn't see a single soul. I was fortunate enough not to be afraid of seeing people on stage.
Right. Well, that was fun, you and the drama company. Unfortunately, I didn't get to come see you in a play, but that's all right.
Yep.
Well, after you were in the Crucible, the world kind of shut down with COVID, and this is where our high school years transition from kind of bad and good to like great in a way.
Yeah.
For me at least. But
I mean, I had my ups and downs with COVID, but I'll be honest, if I had my own place, I would have been so happy with COVID, to be honest. As much as terrible as a tragedy COVID was for a lot of people, I feel like being stuck at home really helped.
Yeah, it did.
A lot.
It did.
Yeah. Was it a tragic time? Absolutely. But I think being at home, being able to, understand, like, hey, this pandemic's affecting us, but guess what? We got to move on, and we got to,
we just got to keep moving forward.
Exactly. Keep our priorities straight.
As Walt Disney says.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Yep.
Yeah, I was happy about it. Well, no, I wasn't really happy about it because it was a terrible time, but, they said we had 2 weeks off of school because they were going to kind of clean the school and hope transmission slowed down. But of course,
did those 2 weeks turn into...
Those 2 weeks turned into 2 years. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of insane to think about. And technically those 2 weeks are still going on because I never stepped foot back into a classroom.
At Patterson?
Yes.
Yeah.
At our high school, I never stepped foot back into a classroom. So those 2 weeks are still going on anyway.
I don't know. I stepped into Patterson for the office to help, because of my brothers.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't stepped in the classroom either.
I haven't either. Anyway, I was just happy that we were online because I disliked most of the people we were in class with.
Right. Yeah.
So I never had to see them again. They didn't have to talk. And it was great.
What's it called? I'm a very talkative person. As if you can't tell from this podcast right now, I love to talk.
And I can vouch for that.
So I would always have my mic on, answering every question, trying to communicate with teachers. There were moments that I didn't like where I was talking, but hey, it's something that I can't.
It's just your personality.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm happy about that. But
so I finished out the year with straight A's. It was pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Senior year was super easy. Yeah.
Finished out that year with straight A's. Junior year, I'm talking about. Senior year, I also finished with a 4.0 GPA, straight A's.
Yeah.
Senior year was the best year of my life because then I started at HCC. And this is kind of
where we did dual enrollment.
We did dual enrollment.
This is kind of going into the college thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So senior year was fantastic. I had great teachers. I only had to take a few classes because I was dually enrolled at Harford, where we are now, HCC, and it was great. The only non-great part about that was spring semester. When I was still dually enrolled in high school, I had to take psychology. It was terrible. I hated it.
That's why I was like, I'm taking psychology in person. So much more better than taking in.
I hated it. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh boy. Yeah. But I got all my gen ed classes out of the way before we came to college, and it was great.
I took history of film. For some reason, I was like, I want a film course, and for some reason, I just chose history of film.
There you go.
I mean, what's it called? I had it with Dr. Cole, and she was awesome. She was responsive. She was able to be there for me and all that in terms of emails. I never got to meet her. That's what sucks. I never even had any meetings on Zoom or anything. But it was basically my first time working with discussion boards while dealing with high school stuff.
It was bad.
It was in the fall. It was so weird trying to figure it out. So we were done with that. Yeah.
Remember, It's Learning.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
God. If you want to talk about something worse than Blackboard, college students, talk about It's Learning.
That was so. Oh God. That was that high school? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I remember this. Oh my God. It's Learning was so. Remember what's it called? Hack. Was it Hack where all the grades were? Oh my God.
Home Access
Center. Yep. Remember Edline?
Yeah.
Oh God. No, I remember we had a tech teacher. His name was Mr. Lehman. He would always say this: "Log on to Edline," all the time.
Bring up your OneNote files. He would talk like that. That was funny.
The funniest one where he was like, "What's it called? If you lose any of your stuff in my classroom, I'm gonna sell it on eBay. Don't worry, it's a joke. It's funny." I swear he said that word for word. Yeah.
High school was interesting for us, to say the least. I didn't really have any bad student experiences, aside from maybe a couple in class, and like I said, my freshman year.
Right.
Oh, some group projects. Like, I was stuck doing all the work while everybody else sat and chatted and did nothing.
Boy,
that was terrible.
Sucks. That's gotta be bad. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Yeah.
Senior year, it kind of put some good closure on high school, I think. Wrapped up with a 4.0 GPA. We graduated at Ripken Stadium.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was unique. Yeah, it was unique.
It was just great.
Yeah, I liked wearing the all black outfit. Yeah, because I don't like. I'm always wearing black. You can concur.
You know, considering you're called Adam Redfire, you wear a lot of black.
I know, right? I'm just not a colorful person. Even though right now I'm wearing a pink Nickelodeon T-shirt
with the Rugrats on it.
With the Rugrats and Hey Arnold and SpongeBob. I think
Is Cat Dog on there?
I think Cat Dog is on there. No, this is Reptar.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about it for high school, right?
Yeah,
I
high
think
school
so.
was done, and we transitioned right into college.
So we're going to transition right into our final episode here, but unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until next time, where we talk about our college experience so far up until this moment.
Yeah.
Because we're still in college. We're about to graduate, actually.
Yeah, so we will see you there. So thank you for listening to the Fire Alarm Podcast. This has been Adam Al-Khatib. Join us for part 3 next time.
Yep. See you guys. Thanks for listening.